they wanted me to speak Polish. Because I did, let's say for one movie I did the, audition in Russian for a Polish character, because, I thought, well, maybe they could figure out just to memorize for audition, lines in Polish. I mean, it's a lot of work, So, but then they liked the audition and said, can he do it in Polish? So then I learned it in Polish and did it in Polish. So, but I'm just saying, when it comes to Slavic parts, it's all they don't really get that specific, because Serbians and Polish and Bulgarian and Czech. I mean, it's kind of in one category.
Can I ask, please?
Yes.
And did you have situations in your professional life when you need to decide between earning money and I don't like this role, or it's bullshit?
Never. I actually read. I remember I read an article about Samuel Jackson. He was giving, and he one of these. He said, the part of the reason I am, where I am, I never turned down a job. He said, I never refused a job. I mean, so I guess if there's a conflict, like sometimes in time you have to either take this sometimes or this, then you have no choice. But I think it's a smart way to look at it, even because as an actor, I think you could make even if it's a badly written material, for example, but you could elevate the material with your acting, unless it's some kind of crazy political thing, and I don't know. But I mean, the actor is. I think it's a dangerous thing when you start getting into the people say, "Oh, I'm not going to play this because it's against my political beliefs." Well, you're an actor. You're creating a character. You have to create. You have to create a character. I don't think it's good to mix. Do you know what I mean? Unless something really. Something really revolts you, something you really hate about this thing, then I guess. But most of the time, I look at it. I don't care if it's okay. You play a pimp, yeah. Everybody knows what a pimp is, yeah. Or seriously, yeah. I mean, maybe I don't like but you could actually make it maybe funny, interesting, and or some, or you could bring a charm into this part. People will go, that's interesting. That because first you have to, the danger of us doing a cliche, let's say, because I think the lawyer is going to act this way, proper and put together, and so it's a cliche. But you have to bring actually a real yourself into this character. You become that. And then you add a character thing. But the most important thing is to use your sensitivities, your temperament, your feelings for that character. So if it's a character is negative, you, like when you read it, you hate the character, but then you make it more likable, more multi-dimensional, like Chris Waltz in Glorious Bastards. I mean the character, but he makes him, or Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins. I mean the character is horrible. I mean he eats people. I mean it's but then you can't stop watching the way, because they bring something from their own that only belongs to them, that unique thing, and the ability to be so free and available, so you actually could bring yourself into this image. I think that's the thing to strive for, to achieve.
And do you have some character you want to play?
I mean, a lot.
One the most, maybe.
I love from the the film. I mean, I sort of don't separate. I'm looking at the classic, literature, and one of my favorites is in Shakespeare is Macbeth. I mean, that's a great thing to play. I've done a couple of scenes from the Actors Studio, and there's a lot of stuff. I want to play Uncle Vanya, and Vanitsky, and but there's one of my I've done also some Stanley Kowalski, but it's already I mean he's the role is written as a younger, but I mean they've done in different. I mean just talking about the caliber of a role. That's what I like, and I like comedic stuff. There's a lot of parts that I would love to play. It's all a matter of time and how to implement, and then but in the Actor Studio we bring pieces like scenes, and I just did this. We did a scene before I left Europe, but we did from this French movie, Intouchables. You know that the guy's paralyzed. Actually, one of my students they did it in Strasbourg, and I saw that. That's a absolute thing. I didn't see the movie, but I know, and I said, look, it's a great scene. So, for me, it was also a challenge because I like to get physical when I in my work when I play the character, but that was going against because the guy's paralyzed. So without any movement, but I wanted to have that inner life going, and see how I could be still like that, and that was it's a challenge for me as an actor to work on something like that. So we did this scene. It was good. It was good experience.
Talking about this working with roles, the production you brought to Ukraine in Suziria, was it your first Mahna performance, or?
This play actually in Suziria, I think I counted overall. I did there was 100th time I played.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Because I started back in 2012. That started with the director. Then I did a following year. Then I skipped it. And the last year in October I took it to New York. I always wanted to do it in New York, so I came there for originally for 3 weeks in the small theater, and then it got extended. I ended up staying 4 months in New York, and I did 60 shows of that in New York. And I was playing every day, and and the craziest thing I did in the first run, on 3 Saturdays I played twice a day. I don't want to do it never again. But after New York, somebody saw it, and they invited me to Dubai. I did it in Dubai, but it's an English-speaking audience, and I did 5 shows in Dubai. And then again, I came to New York in July for 3 more shows, and I just did it in Paris 2 weeks ago, one show, and then the first time in Kyiv. So Kyiv, I didn't know how it was gonna go because English, and it was it was like a step in the dark. I didn't know, but it turned out to be. I felt great from the audience.
Well, you did great. Yeah, we were like, oh my.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I have the question also, how to keep this passion, because when you act so many times, did you? How to keep?
That's the system. Yeah, that's every time you put it in your whatever triggers you, your circumstances, your needs, your desires, when you discover yourself as an actor, you learn about yourself, you learn what works for you, you're creating specific images. Like I talked to the office manager, and lately it became even more clear for me because I personalize that I make a specific choice when I'm talking to this imaginary office manager. Before it was more like general. I didn't kind of clearly see that person, but now I'm using specific person, and it made the world of difference. It's just so again, it's all this craft. You create specific images for yourself, especially in a one-person show. I mean, in my case, I'm not talking to the audience. No, really. It's all in my head, and I create images and I see. So that's imagination, concentration. I mean, it's all that, and the show grew. It became more dynamic and more colorful because I constantly work on that, and I'm finding, even though I'm driving my car and thinking, I've never done this way. It's like something new comes in. It comes from that specificity to making specific choices. Like, let's say if I'm working in a scene with my, I'm doing a play, let's say it's me and my father, the character. So who is he to me? Am I using my real dad, my real father, or I'm using somebody that really, for example, irritates me, or somebody that I really love? So making it method, because they have a lot of misconceptions about what method is, yeah? Somebody said very good. Method is to making it personal. If you could, it's basically the relating your personal, experiences, bringing it and using your imagination, but whatever works for you, however you get there, either through substitution or imagination, but what triggers your emotions, your sensitivity. If you have somebody that you really, let's say, from your childhood, you really hated in your life, and you have the character that you're dealing with, and like some actress or an actor, you're friends and you have nothing against that person, but you could use that memory from your childhood and substitute. I mean, that's how I pretty much work. And sometimes things come naturally. Just you don't really need to. Like for example, if somebody, even like using your imagination versus a substitution. Imagine if somebody tells me, okay, this is the scene where your sister gets raped. Your sister gets raped. For example, I don't have a sister, so I don't need, but because the image right away is so strong for me, my imagination starts working right away. I don't need to go into a memory, okay, let's see how it's going to be, or substitute. But in some moments, I do use substitution, like something that maybe I don't could find right away, or so I go into see how what's in the personal, in my personal life, what makes me, to respond to that. Let's say, in the show, for example, I say, well, I didn't go to work today, hell with you guys. So I grasp, how could I use it? What moment, is that like when I was in school as a kid and they canceled the class, how that makes me feel, or then I'm using this maybe more closer experience from a person that I maybe worked for at some point, and I hated the person's guts, and I'm bringing that and celebrating that. So it's using your personal stuff that you could really respond to emotionally. So that's how, and sustaining it, through the whole 1 hour or so, keep it, connected. That's another difficult to do.
Okay, guys, I guess it should be about the time. Ilya, to finish up, could you, in very short sentences, give us like these guys and girls and guys, remember about Hollywood, 3 pieces of advice. Something like do this, do that, don't do that. Like don't do drugs. Really short ones.
Oh man.
Do drugs.
Well, drugs can actually help. No.
Okay. Done.
No.
Anything.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't want to say because there's a lot of cliches, but it's really we have to follow our dreams. I mean, I know it sounds like a cliche, but I don't know how else to put it. What did this? I think it's because I don't know, but from this. What did you say from that play masterclass about Frida Kahlo? She said, talent, perseverance, and discipline. Courage. Talent, courage. Because without courage, you don't have really talent. They go together. Courage to put yourself online. Talent, courage, perseverance, persistence, and discipline. You have to show up. Like Woody Allen said, 50% of success is just showing up. You have to be. Yeah, you have to be there. I mean, you could dream about things and say, but then, today is raining, I'm not gonna go, or like, So I guess not reinventing the wheel, but I think that's and the courage, I think it's a huge part of it. It's kind of, for me, it's every time, like even doing the show that I've done many times. Every time there's that thing, you don't know how but you kind of make yourself, and because you have to accept the fact that you might fall on your face. But that's how we learn. There's a lot of people, even in the actor studio, that they talk, they could talk about the scene, about the acting, but they don't really go and do the work. You have to, go and do it. Just because that's the main thing how we learn, by actually doing it.
Okay. Well, guys, let's thank Ilia for courage for being
It was amazing.